Hello, welcome to When Wrestlers Act. I'm John Cronshaw, and I'm back once again with the Colin. Good day to you, good sir.
Hello, John. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad. We've just watched... What was it? I don't even know what we watched. It was...
I don't know, but I've already got the chart.
Yeah. I think this might be a triple charter, to be honest. Well, it was from Phil Collins' CBS special from 1989, and it was him performing Two Hearts with the Ultimate Warrior. What the fuck was this?
Phil Collins wrestling the Ultimate Warrior. That's what it was.
And it had one of the worst people alive, Phil Collins.
I was going to say the Ultimate Warrior is quite dead.
No, it had Gilbert Gottfried. He was in the start, and he was walking down a corridor, backstage probably, and saying, we should do something cool. We should do something at an aquarium with Phil Collins. We should get him with Drew Barrymore for some reason. Wasn't she about 6 at this point?
I think she may have been about 18 or 19 at that point.
Oh, okay. Right.
I think that might have been when she was doing the Guest Jeans stuff.
Okay. They're on about, well, wrestling's cool, rock and wrestling. And they were like, oh, who's Hulk Hogan? No, not Hulk Hogan. We need to get that other one. The Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, and lots of midgets. And the girls from Glow.
The
Where
girls
were
from
they?
Glow. How forward thinking. Just Googled it, by the way. Drew Barrymore was 14 in 1989, so I stand corrected.
So they had, like, it was basically Phil Collins. He was dressed a bit like a Victorian swimmer.
I thought like a Victorian clown, but without the makeup. It was the polka dot hat and or like a Victorian acrobat.
Yeah, it was basically just a wrestling match between them two. And I don't know, man. It was just like the Ultimate Warrior did a bit of a two-handed choke slam to start with.
Yes.
It looked like he was putting on a proper choke. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a wrestle choke. It looked like he was actually going to squeeze his Adam's apple out.
Well, you got one chance to do that to Phil Collins. You got to take it. Yeah, that was one of Ultimate Warrior's moves. I remember him doing that a lot when I was a kid.
And then it was turnbuckle stuff, head off the turnbuckle, body slam.
Boston Crab.
Yeah. Was it a camel clutch? Was that?
It was either a Boston Crab or a camel clutch.
Well, I think he did both because the Boston Crab is like where you're bringing the legs up and you're talking on the knees, and then
you're thinking of Walls of Jericho there.
Yeah. Okay. And then you've got the one where it's kind of like under the chin and bending up the other way.
That's the camel clutch.
Yeah. And then there was a bit of a aeroplane spin.
If ever there's any sort of comedy wrestling skit, there's got to be an airplane spin.
You know what? I didn't look at who the referee was. Was it Gene LeBell?
I didn't notice.
Let's say yes. Yes, it was. And I'm sure Lou Albano's in there as well somewhere. He gets clotheslined over the top rope, and then he gets back in the ring, and it does that Scooby-Doo moment where it kind of goes a bit wibbly and fades back to Gilbert Gottfried. And he said that was a really stupid idea.
Well, at least we can agree with Gilbert Gottfried.
That was it.
On these comedy skit things, the famous person usually gets at least some sort of offense off, and he got none whatsoever. It was just Phil Collins getting beaten up.
So in a way, I don't know how we can call this bad. It's like, that's a good thing, right? Yeah. The bit, actually, that I didn't mention.
Oh, it did have the Ultimate Warrior in it.
It did have the Ultimate Warrior dancing.
He did very little good in his career.
Did you see his dancing?
No, I didn't. I didn't notice it. How did it go?
He danced with Phil Collins, and it was brilliant. Like,
I did see that bit, yeah.
Just for a few seconds at the start, and then I think he realised what he was doing.
Yeah.
So Hellwig couldn't help himself, obviously.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. But just that, I think that, again, was the story of his life. Hellwig can't help himself.
Too soon, Colin.
I think that you should upload yourself doing that Ultimate Warrior jig as for our patrons.
Well, I think that should be something you do, Colin, to be honest. It's your idea. I wouldn't want to take the glory away from you. This was so bloody weird. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to give Phil Collins a record deal or a CBS special or who thought it was a good idea to have Ultimate Warrior involved, or Gilbert Gottfried. It's just like everything about this was wrong. Apart from
It's
that
fun.
young lady who was quite attractive, whatever she was called. Don't know who she was.
That was quite right. But the rest of it was wrong. But it's funny that given that it's the Ultimate Warrior, Phil Collins and Gilbert Gottfried, Phil Collins wasn't the most contemptible person of the three. I mean, how does that happen? That's quite an achievement by Phil Collins.
If you were to have a random pop culture clash of the 80s that didn't really make sense, like having those three together is quite a good pick, I think.
There's probably a Jim will paint it picture out there somewhere of that.
Just get the fucking chart.
I have the chart. You know what, John? This was shit.
Well, yeah.
But I think it was type 4, which just means it's shit. It's by no means the worst thing we've watched. It wasn't even all that constipated. It was just a long, drawn-out shit. It wasn't bitty. It wasn't diarrhea. It was just shit. So I think this is a 4, slap bang in the middle of the stool chart.
All right. I'm not going to argue the toss on that, to be honest. I think that's a fair assessment. So, what's your favourite, if such a thing exists, of the Phil Collinses? What songs do you like by him?
I like that one that goes do-do, 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 do-do.
Oh, the Subbuteo one.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Subbuteo, do-do, do-do, do.
Do you remember at New Year, though, when we put that on and timed it so that the do-do, 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 do-do bit was with the midnight chimes?
Yeah.
That's how to start a year correctly, John.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's up there.
So what's your favourite Phil Collins song? I mean, my
To be
favourite
honest, it was a trick question.
Is it because they're all great?
They're all amazing. Yeah. I can't pick one, but the Brother Bear soundtrack,
Yeah.
the stuff he did for that was just tremendous.
I used to like Phil Collins on those BT adverts where I'd say, it's good to talk.
He was the guy who divorced his wife by fax as well, wasn't he?
Yes. What, Phil Collins or Bob Hoskins?
Either, both. Why not? No, that led to my joke. Well, I don't know if it's a joke yet, but letting my other half know that I'll be divorcing her via semaphore, just to make it less personal.
But she can't read semaphore.
Ha!
So does that make it legally binding?
I think so, yeah. I think it's a bit of a stealth divorce that she won't realise has happened until 10 years later or whatever.
I might do it in Braille.
Did you ever... I was reminded actually as well, just because of this, Did you ever see the episode of South Park?
No.
The Phil Collins one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was brilliant. So it had...
You know, whenever you start off any conversation with, did you ever see the episode of South Park? There is very little probability of me saying yes.
Well, you're a fool. Do you know who Timmy is?
I know who Timmy is.
Okay, so Timmy, in this episode, he forms a band called Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
Do you know what? I have seen this one.
Yeah. Well, you fucking go then. And basically all the kids in South Park get put on Ritalin. And the whole thing is like the kids start getting into Phil Collins because, they're so doped on Ritalin that they just enjoy it. And then Chef gives them anti-Ritalin drinks. And then they realise that Phil Collins sucks.
That is very much the story of Phil Collins in general right there.
I just do not get Phil Collins. I do not understand what people like about him. Like, his voice is really nasally and grating.
He can do that thing with the drums where he goes do-do, 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 do-do.
What else?
He can go, I can dance.
Was that him?
Yeah.
I thought that was Genesis.
That's a point. Yeah, sorry, I always get those mixed up.
And then he did the Diana Ross song.
Chain Reaction.
Yeah. So yeah, like, I just don't get Phil Collins at all. I don't understand why people like him. I don't understand why he was given a special. He's a charisma black hole.
Yes.
What a nozzle.
Yeah.
Like, everything I've heard about him, he just seems like an awful human being as well.
I know, but then there was that great moment of him on Brass Eye.
Well, where he's like, is he the one who bashes crabs? And he says he's talking nonsense. Is that him?
He was wearing a T-shirt that says nonsense.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
one
no, it
who's
was
bashing crabs
Dr.
is
Fox.
Dr. Fox.
That was it. And didn't he
Who
end
got-
up done for stuff anyway, didn't he?
He got tried and got found not guilty. But, Schofield's Law,
Exactly.
no smoke without fire, so there we go.
So.
Anything new, John?
Not really, no. I'm not enjoying December.
It's not pleasant, really, is it?
Oh, it's just fucking draining. It's just like
Yeah.
the, what is it, seasonal affective nonsense. Just
It's not good. I'm struggling with that this year as well. And I think part of it is because last year I was getting up and going to work at 8:15, and now I'm leaving the house like 40 minutes before that, and it's completely dark outside. It's deeply unpleasant.
got my daylight
then-
lamp sorted and my vitamin D, but
Good. Speaking of vitamin D, I have a disease called Gilbert syndrome.
really?
Yeah, turns out that it's a bit of a lack of vitamin D, and my skin may turn yellow and my eyes may turn yellow. And that is the only symptom that you can get from it. It's not bad or anything. But when they give it a name like that, it makes it sound better.
No, Gilbert Gottfried syndrome.
Oh, fuck yeah, you're right.
Do you reckon he has that voice?
I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, like I don't know if he's married or anything like that, but I just can't imagine him trying to butter up his missus or whatever for a bit of gin and dress up. Yeah.
What is Gilbert Gottfried?
What
is he? Yeah.
What does he do? He's got that voice that talks a bit too loud, a bit out of his throat. Live. I can't even do it.
No, that's fine. So I think in the words of Partridge, we should just say on that bombshell and wrap it up there.
All right.
So have we got our Christmas special coming up?
Yes,
We almost have a plan with it.
almost. For the patrons here, we can say that we're going to be reviewing Santa with the Muscles, starring Hulk Hogan.
It's not going to be as good as that one that we watched a couple of years ago with The Miz, is it?
No, that's just because it had the lovely paging.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen bits of Santa with Muscles, but have you ever seen any of it?
I've seen bits of it, yes.
Why does Hogan wear a dodgy hairpiece?
I mean, you could have asked that question several times during his career, really, couldn't you?
No, he was. I mean, I always noticed remember him as just a baldy throughout his career, but then he's got this hairpiece on, and I'll save it for the night.
Yeah, I'm sure when he was in TNA, he used to have his black bandana and obvious hair extensions at the back.
Yeah, but everyone knew that he was as bald as a cue ball on top, and in Santa with Muscles, he's not. He has a comb over.
Okay.
Well, not a comb over, a side parting.
Yeah. Sorry, this is like a bit of a tangent, but do you know the thing with Hulk Hogan suing Vince Russo?
No, but do tell.
So this is Vince Russo basically did he did a shoot promo, brother, on Hulk Hogan at Bash at the Beach. I think it was 2000, and Vince Russo came out with the line, "Hulk Hogan, you big bald son of a bitch, kiss my ass." And Hulk Hogan sued him for defamation. It got thrown out, but his defamation claim was based on the fact that Vince Russo had called Hulk Hogan bald.
That is quite silly.
It's like, well, okay, you have to skull it. I'll give you that, but anyway, whatever.
Whatevs.
Have you listened to any of the Truth with Consequences shows, a new Vince Russo thing?
No, I usually listen to some of the castrating the marks,
Oh,
and I think we need to say something derogatory about Vince Russo so that we can get his sycophantic sidekick to feature us on his show and get Gunnar Selavi to or whatever the 2 marks 1 cup to send this in just so we can say some. So I don't think that Vince Russo is a very nice man. What do you think, John?
I don't think he understands real wrestling, and he's never written any TV. And he
Excellent.
bankrupted WWF in the 1930s.
Yes, I think we're still going to be on castrating the marks this week.
We're going to get a massive promo clip on us. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So.
Bit of free publicity.
Yeah. Play it again, Jeff. Play it again. Right. Anyway, on that, let's wrap this bad boy up because it's nearly Christmas. Better get your stuff wrapped up. Colin. Hello. Still there, Colin?
Hello? Oh, hello, John.
Oh, yeah.
I just left my computer for a minute there. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, just you being a twat. Not playing along. Gimmick, you meant to laugh. You meant to laugh at my funnies.
I will when you...
You're a twazzle. Thanks again for supporting us on Patreon. I'm very glad you're doing it. We're actually investing in a laser that shoots Vince Russo from the sky. So hopefully that'll be on Castrating the Marks as well. Free publicity. So until next time, cheerio.
Bye.